Hi, it's Chris Chinnock for Display Central. I'm here in Vancouver, British Columbia, with Tim Beneson, and I'm at Gener8.
Welcome.
Thank you. So Gener8 is basically a 2D to 3D conversion house. Does very significant theatrical movies, some of which you can talk about, some of which you can't, of course. And so we just had a very nice tour of the facility, learned a little bit more about how you do the conversion process. And just want to basically sit down and talk with you a little bit to tell everyone else about kind of how you approach the conversion process. So tell me how you kind of work with the process here.
Sure. Yeah, we actually use what we call a virtual native 3D process. We try to simulate what would happen if you actually filmed the action with a native, two-lens camera rig. We kind of simulate the optics of that process through our process. Another way to describe our process is 3D reconstruction and projection. I call planned hybrid films, and by that I mean the production team plans to shoot, let's say the principal photography is going to be shot with native camera rigs, but the second unit stuff, say maybe half to two-thirds of the movie, is going to be converted, filmed with a single lens camera and then converted by say a company like us. And it's all planned so that it all integrates well. And other examples of hybrid shots I talked about before is where native 3D photography is actually integrated in the same shot with conversion. For example, a scene in Prometheus where we converted the few scenes from Lawrence of Arabia, which obviously hasn't been fully converted, but the idea was let's film the actress and her spaceship cabin in native 3D, and let's have Lawrence of Arabia playing in the background, but let's pretend it was converted in the future. Yeah. So when we composite all together in stereoscopic 3D, it looks like she's in 3D, you're viewing her in 3D, and she's viewing a 3D movie in 3D. Yeah. And so that shot was very interesting hybrid of both converted and native 3D footage. Yeah.
So tell us the films that you have done that obviously you can talk about, and I'm not going to ask you to tell us the ones you're working on now, because I know you can't tell me.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we've worked on Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2. Okay. We did the Room of Requirements sequence from that. We worked on the full conversion of Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, and then this past year we worked on Prometheus. Now those first two films I mentioned, Harry Potter and Ghost Rider, were converted films, fully converted. Right. The next two films, Spider-Man, which we worked on, and Prometheus, were both primarily shot with native camera rigs, native 3D camera rigs. And so we were the only vendor that did any conversion on either of those two films. And you ask, well, why would you convert a natively filmed? Well, it turns out that in some cases, some shots either can't be filmed, like inside space helmets, or they break, they just didn't work out, so we have to leap in and convert them. And in other cases, there's creative reasons why they might reshoot some segments of the movie, and they might choose to shoot it with a 2D lens, a regular single lens rig, and just rely on us to convert it and match the native cinematography. And that's where our process really shines, I think.
Thank you, Tim. That has been very informative.
Well, thank you very much.
All right.
Thanks for the time.
All right. My pleasure. Thanks. Chris Chinnock for Display Central.